Hello guys, welcome back to another Lumley trading video. In this one we are going to be doing some in-depth stock analysis, mainly technical analysis over on Alphabet. So basically Google, and the ticker for that is GOOGL, and that's for the Class A's, which we're going to be analysing, but it's basically the exact same for GOOG, which is a Class C shares. But to get straight into it, we can see obviously this is a big movement. So this wasn't off the earnings release. Obviously, if you're paying more attention to Google, their earnings was a few days prior, which it did actually gap off of. But yesterday, they did actually have a live presentation on basically their version of the AI chat. And it did kind of do a improper response, or kind of a wrong result while they were showing it off. So I imagine that's kind of the main reason for the sell-off. But overall, what are key levels we're paying attention to going forward? What are key support and resistances from a technical standpoint going forward? So what we can see is obviously this sell-off did happen, and where did it take us down to? Basically $100. And actually we can make this level more accurate, which is at $94 and basically 50 cents. So if we throw that on there, that kind of that first layer of support. And then we also had another first deviation at around 102.25. So these will quickly go back to the intraday chart just so we can see kind of what happened with this. So obviously we opened kind of within this level still, but basically broke above it, weren't able to hold it. And this is kind of the key thing, how you can look for breakouts. If you're kind of near this kind of key level, watch, okay, it opens on it, it's breaking back above. Is it going to fail? It failed, so you know you kind of get that breakout out of there. So that was kind of the first thing we saw. Wasn't able to hold that. We did get that strong sell-off, and you know quite quickly made its move to that $100 level. Again, $100 obviously key psychological level. So at the minimum, we know there should be some sort of a bounce, but coming down to that 99.50, that is our first deviation over on the six month. So again, we know this is probably going to be somewhat of a valid level, but we can see obviously the news were kind of just strong enough to still break it through. So we break through, but came back for that retest. And again, this is a confirmation if you're looking at it short, if the level can hold, can provide some bearish signals. But really this ended up turning into kind of the daily mean, or the intraday mean, sorry, because it kind of just kept retracing back to this value. So really not a massive or kind of great trading opportunity. So me personally, if I'm looking at the stock, I'm looking at it as more of a swing opportunity from here. And really that means is I'm kind of waiting for it to break to the downside. So if we continue down, I'm paying attention to about $90 or below. But within the ranges of $90 to around 87, this is considered fair value because this is our two statistical means. So never really looking to trade within this range. But if I was a short bias trader holding it short, this would be my final target. I wouldn't be looking to hold short through past $90. Anyway, if we do end up breaking that, then this is where the long bias levels start to come in play. From around $80 is going to be our first deviation over on the 6 month. Again, it kind of breaks that 52-week low. So it would be a really good buying opportunity from whether that's a trading perspective or an investment perspective. It will be something I'm looking at either way. If we break that, we're then paying attention to $72 and $70. So they're the main levels we'll note, because again, that is still very far off from where we are now, and probably not all that likely to hit these lower levels kind of in the near future, but it's better to be prepared. So now again, we are kind of retesting this $100 level. We can see there is a bit of activity. We're not really getting that close below. It came back, touched it, broke a bit through, but you know, closed still above that kind of 99.50, and is kind of still trading within this range. So really, it would be waiting for a breakout of either side. This probably kind of make the direction a lot more clear. I mean, if we can break that 97, probably you know going to continue down to $90. Whereas if we can kind of break back above, you know, kind of the 104, then we'll probably expect more of a upward move, and that target would take us to around 109.25, which is that second deviation on the 6 month. Again, because this is coming into our second deviations, this is really where I turn a lot more short bias on it anyway. Obviously, we can see the first time we hit it, that's where we got the strong sell-off. That is the original trading opportunity. So it's kind of coming back here for confirmation, looking to retest it. So if I was trading that short, it would be smaller size because we're more likely to break, obviously, on the second move. But if we can break that, then the next short bias levels are going to be around 117 to around 119. Again, these levels are pretty close, so we can just be using these as a range of resistance instead of individual levels. And if we break that, we do have final levels taking us out to around 128 and 132. And again, coming into these are going to be more short bias, and that's really how standard deviations work. As you're coming into these upper levels, you're considered very overbought, and so obviously you're expecting more of a reversal, because I mean this is more of a reversal based strategy. But they also can be used as targets. If you're more of a trend trader, these are definitely areas where you can just be paying attention to them. If you're coming into them, you know, maybe adjusting stops or just locking in profits at the peak, expecting pullbacks to happen, and if you want to try, you think it's still going to break through, you can add into that trend as you get the pullback. Anyway, that is the breakdown on Google. If you enjoyed the video, why not drop a like and subscribe and check out this analysis video.